Quiet. Your evil voice angers my hamster. Hello people on YouTube, No Lock No More here, the almighty Kraken, and today we are doing a comic and toy review on IDW's Transformers The Combiner Wars. Let's look at the comic book first. It was a 6-issue story arc that ran crossover between two of its titles. It was written by John Barber and Marguerite Scott, with artwork from Livio Romanelli, Sarah Stone, Marcelo Ferreira, and Corin Walker. So spoilers ahead. If you have not read the comic book, I'm going to lay down a little background story. So long before the war between the Autobots and the Decepticons, 13 ships left Cybertron to establish colonies throughout the universe. These ships were known as Titans. If you don't know what a Titan is, it's just like Metroplex. It's a giant, massive robot that can transform into a city and apparently a spaceship. So these 13 ships left Cybertron and they were never heard from again. Fast forward to present day and hang on to your seats because this is not your father's Transformers. The Autobot Prowl is the leader of the Constructicons and forms Devastator's head. Megatron is an Autobot. Starscream is known as the Chosen One and is the leader of all Cybertron. The war is over, the Autobots won, and Optimus Prime is no longer the commander of the Autobots. So because of the war, Cybertron is in shambles and everyone is pretty much living in Metroplex except for the former Decepticons. They are slumming it in the outskirts of the city, the ghetto. Now, Metroplex's space bridge has gone online and they've been able to get in contact with one of the lost colonies, Caminus. Optimus Prime is afraid that Starscream is going to use this as an opportunity to lay down the foundation for a Cybertronian empire. He does not want that to happen, but the good robots of Caminus are in dire straits. The planet that they landed on, they tapped their resources centuries ago, and they need some help. Meanwhile, Starscream has gotten his hands on something that's called the Enigma of Combination, which kind of looks like the Matrix, but it is the key to what they call Gestalt technology, which is the ability for 5 or more Cybertronians to come together, combine, and transform into one massive robot. So all types of shenanigans go on, backstabbing and plot twists, and in the end there's a big game changer that sets the stage to move the story forward. I enjoyed this story arc. It kind of wrapped up what they've been working on the last 6 months or so. So my only complaint with this story, not the story in general, but the series, the Transformers act too human. They are alien sentient robots. At one point, a robot refers to Optimus Prime as Mr. Prime, and Optimus is like hanging out in Ironhide's apartment and crashes on his couch. Like, robots don't sleep, like they recharge. I don't expect them to plug themselves into a wall like an iPhone charger, but they don't sleep. They consume energon to survive, and on Cybertron you can go to a bar and like order a pint of Enjex, and I just think that's silly. Like, you know, robots don't go to bars and drink. Also, characters wear capes. Why do robots wear capes? That doesn't make any sense. IDW has the opportunity to put their stamp on this universe and create a whole culture, a whole society, a whole civilization, and they choose to have the Transformers act as human as possible. My point is this: if we take out the fact that these characters can transform and change shape and replace them with humans, there would be no difference in the story, and I think that's a big problem. Alright, so let's talk about the artwork. Livio Romanelli did most of the issues. Sarah Stone did 1 issue, and Marcelo Ferreira and Corin Walker did the final issue. Artwork is great. Livio Romanelli, I think, has an art style that really fits the Transformers universe. It's very realistic and has a dark painted style. I just want to make note, I'll show you. So I want to show you Livio Romanelli's artwork. I don't know if you can see it there. Very dark colors, very painted, very dark colors, very painted, very realistic. And then we have the issue that Sarah Stone did. Her style is very animated. Colors really pop out, and so I don't know if you can really see it there. But again, it's not really an issue. It's just, if, you know, showing you those two different styles of artwork, you wouldn't think that they're part of the same storyline. The only complaint I have about the artwork was in the last issue. Now, I don't know if there was some kind of deadline thing going on, but Corin Walker and Marcelo Ferreira. It looked very rushed, very unpolished, and like I said, I'm not familiar with their work, but it kind of looked like they imitated Sarah Stone's style. So you have this big game-changing story arc for your series, and your final issue, artwork-wise, was the weakest one. So let me know what you guys think. If you read the comic book, share your thoughts in the comment section down below. And now we're going to take a look at the toys. Alright, so Hasbro, to coincide with the comic book, came out with a new wave of figures, and they look absolutely amazing. Let's look at the aerial bots. You have Silverbolt, the leader of the aerial bots, and I remember way back in the G1 cartoon, Optimus Prime made him the leader because he was afraid of heights. And I remember being a kid just thinking that was silly, that this robot who transforms into a plane is afraid of heights. Some kind of like life lesson to be learned, because he would be afraid, you know, he's trying to take care of his squad and he wouldn't be thinking about his fear of heights. So very true to the original design. He still transforms into the Concorde, which I like that they didn't change it up. Obviously the Concorde is no longer in service. And then we have Firefly. There's a little glare on the camera there. Skydive. And Alpha Bravo. Now some of you might be saying, who is Alpha Bravo? The original aerial bots were Silverbolt, Air Raid, Firefly, Skydive, and Slingshot. Slingshot was the Harrier. And who was this guy, Alpha Bravo? If you buy the comic books, you can find out. Two things I want to note. Alpha Bravo turns into a helicopter. He's on a squad of jet fighters, and he's a helicopter. So can you just like imagine like the aerial bots are going into battle, and they're like, let's transform and combine into Superion. Oh, Alpha Bravo's not here yet, and we kind of have to wait because he forms the leg, and we can't be hip-hopping around fighting Decepticons. So what happened to Air Raid? I have no idea. I thought maybe they just didn't release him yet, and I looked for him online, and he's just not there. The other thing I want to show you, if you look on the side, if you look on the front here, and so you're going to be at the toy store, and it's like, collect all 5, and you can combine and form Superion! But if you look on the back, so if you look on the back, you got Aerial Bot, Aerial Bot, Aerial Bot, Aerial Bot, and Decepticon. That is Dragstrip. That is one of the Decepticons, one of the Stunticons, and you can use him to form the arm. I don't know what that's about, Hasbro, what's going on. He's like some, I thought maybe it was like if you don't have all 5 and you have Dragstrip, he can be the arm. He's like a combiner whore. He'll fit into anybody's shoulder. I would think, you know, they would have all 5 aerial bots and then put a little blurb like, you know, if you don't have all 5, you can do Dragstrip and he'll be the arm. I don't know what that's, you know, what that's about. Alright, so let's look at the Stunticons. We got Motormaster, again, the leader, and he transforms into the same kind of truck as Optimus Prime. And I remember the G1 cartoon. It wasn't like he was like the Prime clone or the anti-Prime. You know, he was just a Decepticon that transformed into the same vehicle mode as an Autobot. Again, true to the design, he still has that square bucket head going on, and if you see, the sword is a little loose in the box. And then we have Dead End. I think, I'm not good with cars. I don't know what kind of car he is. And Breakdown. And the Combiner Whore Dragstrip. And I laugh because the Autobots, you know, they had Jazz, they had Sunstreaker, they had Mirage, they had a couple of sporty cars. But like the Decepticons get cars, and like they get a Lambo, they get a Ferrari, and the evil monster truck from some Alfred Hitchcock movie. The villains always get the cool stuff. And then we have Off-Road. And again, just like the aerial bots, what happened to Wild Rider? He was one of the original members. Now we got this guy Off-Road who transforms into an SUV. I don't know if that really fits into the Stunticon team, but that's what they went with. And then Powerglide. And when Powerglide was first introduced, he was very popular amongst the fans. He was very rogue, Han Solo-like, and there was that one episode, The Girl Who Loved Powerglide, they went like on some Indiana Jones type adventure. But then the aerial bots came out and they kind of stole his shine a little bit. One thing that's really cool that I love that they did, and spoiler alert again for the comic book, Powerglide is now one of the aerial bots, and when they combine into Superion, he transforms into their gun, which I think is awesome. It throws a little Target Master lore in there, and it puts Powerglide back on the map. And then we have Huffer. He was not in the comic book. I don't know if they're just going to be re-releasing all the G1. I hope they do, because you can definitely see the influence in the cartoon. And if you look on the back, in 7 steps you can transform into a tow truck. Yeah, I want to be a tow truck. And then the Insecticon Bombshell. You know, again, you can definitely see the G1 cartoon influence in these figures. Thundercracker, I have a lot of affinity for this character. This was actually the first Transformer I ever got when I was a kid. I don't know why I remember that. They do make a larger version. I did see it at Special Edition NYC. I didn't buy it. It was a little pricey. A little later on in the video I'm going to go over price. And then the big stars of the show, Optimus Prime. I can't see if I have it right, if you can see it. And Megatron. Megatron is quite larger than Optimus, and of course he transforms into a tank. It's not like the old days, understandably so. We can't have a toy transforming into a realistic looking gun. And I said before, there was a big game changer in the comic book. It may or may not have involved one of these characters. Buy the comic books and you can find out what I'm talking about. Alright, so I just want to go over price real quick. They are, like I said, a little bit expensive, but if you're a big Transformers fan, I think you might want to add these to your collection. For the most part, they're not hard to get. You can get them online, Amazon, BigBadToyStore.com. Target sells them, Toys R Us sells them. I got most of them online. The aerial bots I got from Toys R Us and my local comic book shop. So the small guys, Huffer, Bombshell, Thundercracker, the little guys, $14.99. The aerial bots and the Stunticons, anyone that transforms into an arm or a leg, they were $24.99. Silverbolt, I got for $30. Motormaster, for some reason, he might be hard to find. I don't know, but I got him for $50, and I seen him for as much as $60 online. Optimus I got for $40. Megatron I got for $50. So again, a little on the pricey side. Let me know what you guys think. Share your thoughts on the comment section down below, and thanks for hanging out today in the Bear Cave.